What is privatization? Have you ever wondered what happens when a government decides to sell off its services or businesses? This process is known as privatization. It involves transferring ownership or management of state-owned enterprises, services, or assets to private companies or individuals. Essentially, what was once under government control is now in the hands of private entities. From the viewpoint of socialism, this shift can be quite significant. Socialism emphasizes collective or public ownership of the means of production. This means that resources should be managed for the benefit of everyone, not just for profit. When privatization occurs, it often signals a move away from these socialist principles. Privatization can take place in many areas, including utilities, transportation, health care, and education. For example, a public water service may be sold to a private company. Proponents of privatization argue that it can lead to greater efficiency and lower government spending. They believe that private companies can manage resources better than the government can. However, critics raise concerns about the potential downsides. They argue that privatization can increase inequality and limit access to essential services. When services are controlled by private interests, the focus often shifts to profit rather than public welfare. This can be particularly harmful for those who cannot afford to pay higher prices for these services. In a socialist framework, privatization can undermine social equality. Essential services may become less accessible as private companies prioritize profit. This contrasts sharply with socialist ideals, where the goal is to provide goods and services based on need. In practical terms, privatization can lead to higher costs for consumers. If a public utility is privatized, the new owner may raise prices to maximize profits. This can create challenges for low-income households who struggle to pay for basic services. Additionally, privatization can affect job security for workers. When a public service is sold, the new private owner may implement changes that impact employment. This can lead to layoffs or reduced benefits for workers who were previously employed by the government. Overall, while privatization is a common practice in many countries, it raises important questions about ownership and social responsibility. The debate continues about whether privatization aligns with or contradicts the principles of socialism. Understanding this topic helps clarify the differences between socialism and capitalism, as well as the implications of privatization on society.